Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeannie and it's July 1st and it's time for me to share my completed pages for the month of June 2026. So let's go ahead and take a look, see what I've completed. I think we'll start with Buddy Colors first, and this of course is my project book with Jana over at Color and Create with Jana, Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. And let's go ahead and take a look at our June page. So we completed this page here. Actually, let me go ahead and fold it over on itself. We're really making some good progress in this book. We decided to tackle this typewriter page, out in the middle of a field of flowers because that happens. But I've always thought this was just such a beautiful page, and I've seen it colored by so many different people, and oh man, so many beautiful takes on this page. So it's a little intimidating to get started, but I went ahead and just tried to overcome my fears and dive in. I used for a base layer Neocolor 2 along with Inktense, and then I came in some of the flowers with water-based markers and a little bit of glitter gel pen for the frame around the outside. I also used pencil for shading, and I like the way it turned out. I'm not in love with it, but I like it. I'm going to go ahead and show you Jana's page. Jana's is stunning. I love the way she colored the background with the clouds, and especially that sort of grassy transition from, the little wildflower field into the sky. It's just a nice little addition to the page. She did a great job, and I'm always inspired by her coloring. She's just a lot of fun to color with. Thank you so much, Jana. Next up is Party Coloring Book. This is by Hannah Karlzon. This is one of her 2 children's books, and this is a new to me book. And so we decided to color this page, and this is a buddy color with Shelley Weaver on Instagram. She's a June birthday girl, so we thought this would be a perfect birthday page. For mine, actually this page is on one of my BoBeanie bits and clips where I show you how I did the cloud background, and I enjoyed that so much. I used King Art gel sticks along with a homemade cloud stencil, and then I went over the edges with this Folk Art Extreme glitter for some shine. And then I also colored I colored the unicorn and some of the other elements with the King Art as well, and I went over everything with pencil, is the way that turned out. So let me just see if you can, hopefully you can see some of the shine in this. I put the I put the extreme glitter on the clouds, on the edges. I put it on the mane and tail, and I believe that is it. But let's just appreciate that glitter. Hopefully that's going to come out. This was probably the most fun I had this month. I just really enjoyed this page. I'm going to go ahead and slide this over here so we can take a look at Shelley's page. And I love the way hers turned out. I love all the vibrant colors, and she did an amazing job on her shading. I love especially the way she shaded the unicorn. So well done, Shelley, and happy birthday once again. Another buddy color, and this is A Million Hugs and Kisses, of course, by Lulu Mayo. This is a new book to me, and so this is my very first page that I've completed, and it's the title page. And mostly, let me just take a look at my notes. I used water-based yes, I remember now. I used water-based markers and a little bit of fine liner on absolutely everything, and then just the tiniest bit of pencil. It was kind of an experiment for me to see how far I could push water-based markers without pencil, and I think it worked out pretty good. And of course these pages are always so much fun to color, and I was happy to get something done out of this book since it was new to me. I was so excited to color something. My new friend on Instagram as well as on YouTube, she's over at Tiku's Coloring Corner. I'm going to show you her picture. She reached out to me, asked if we could do a buddy color, and I was so glad that she did. We had a really nice time. We kind of chatted throughout the month a little bit on our progress, and I think her page turned out so pretty. Isn't that lovely? And I love how there's just non-traditional colors for the animals, and that just really brings it to life and makes things pop. So thank you so much for joining me on a buddy color, Tiku. Now my third buddy color is with Sarika. She is colorist over on Instagram, and you may know we're trying to work our way through these coloring heaven issues that are in our collections, and so we went through and we picked out what we had in common. And let's see, this is issue number 125. And this is the Fantasy Romance Special. And we wanted to do the Color Dads and Dudes tag that I had out, color along that I had out this month, which has been so much fun doing those 3 color alongs that I have out. Anyway, we decided on this one, and here's my dude, and I really like the way it came out. This one was colored primarily Crayola crayons, and then I went over that with some June Gold pencil, and this was another one that I shared with you on my BoBeanie Bits and Clips video, and I gave you a tip about coloring with those mechanical pencils, but I really like the way it turned out. I was not sure what the parts were. I mean, as a blank page or an uncolored page, I wasn't sure what things were, kind of. And so I had to reach out to her and ask, what do you think this is? And so thankfully she was able to answer some of my questions, and I was able to kind of forge ahead and get that done. But yeah, that was a little dicey for a minute. So that's why I don't love things like the mythographic and Kirby Rosanna's pages. I just get a little bit lost in the detail of what is what. And it doesn't seem like it looking at the finished product, but yeah, it threw me for a minute. But anyway, I thought it turned out pretty good, and especially for using crayons. As you know, I do enjoy my crayons. And so next we're going to share Sarika's page, and I love the way hers came out. I love the contrast between, you know, that red, deep red dragon and the green of the cape and pants and the blue. And then I love the way she did the ground. I never would have thought of that, but I thought it was just stunning. Isn't that just gorgeous? She is always amazing, and she keeps me on my toes. So thank you so much, Sarika. And another buddy color. This one is Coloring Heaven Mermaid Special, issue number 87. And this one is with Alison over at Alison's Coloring and Creativity. And we both fell in love with this image. It just is so sweet and had just a nice vibe about it, where we felt like we could just add some additional elements to kind of make it pop. Since there was a lot of background, I decided to go in with a stencil and a pencil, and I drew in all these little leaves and stems, and then I colored those in with an acrylic metallic marker, and then I came over that with a little fine liner, I believe it was, and created some dots, some stippling for the shading instead of typical shading. So everything else was colored, the background and all the other elements were alcohol marker, and you can see that I went in and I just outlined a lot of the different pieces, from the butterflies to the berries and the gemstones and the leaves and whatnot. And I really like the way it turned out. I thought it was pretty. I like the color palette. At first I was a little nervous that it would be too bright, but you know me, I do like my bright colors, and I ended up being pleased with it. I'm going to move this over and share Alison's page with you. I was in love with Alison's page. Isn't her hair gorgeous? I mean, look at the shine on that. She did just a stunning job. Look at the scales on her bodice. Just beautiful. And I thought the butterflies were beautiful as well. So well done, Alison. And it was a pleasure to color with you. Check out her channel. She's a lot of fun. If you'll remember, this was Happy Mail from the lovely Coloring Gen 1975. So I was really excited to color my very first page in this. On this page I used water-based markers for pretty much everything, all the elements. And then I wanted to see again, kind of like with Hugs and Kisses, that page where I wanted to see how far I could push the water-based markers with the shading, and then just use pencil you know, for the last bit to kind of smooth it out and make everything come together. And I think it worked. I was really pleased. I love putting down a base layer always. It's just what I prefer. But I really used more and more darker colors than I maybe would normally use. And I really like the overall results on this. And then, like I mentioned, I came over that with Prisma Premier pencils. And then I used just the tiniest bit of glitter gel pen for the jewels and the gemstones only, and something else. What was the other thing I used it for? The stars. Yeah, those two things. So not very much glitter on this at all. It's just mostly the water-based markers on the pencils, but I really like it. And I'm excited to see T's page. She said she's almost done. I just was excited to share my completed pages video with you on the first of the month. I used to do that all the time, and then I kind of got off of that habit, and I kind of want to start doing that again. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to seeing her beautiful page. So Fantasy World by Emily Lidahall Oberg. Next up is Summer Nights by Hannah Karlzon, and this was for my hashtag SummerNightsWithBoBeanie, and I had so much fun checking out your completed pages. Thank you so much for tagging me and using that hashtag. I really enjoyed sharing everyone's pages over on Instagram. Now I chose this page, which was, I'll call it a whip. I thought it was done at one time. I did everything but the background, and I was actually pretty pleased with it. But in the end, I just felt like it needed a background. And I think what was holding me back is I really didn't know what to do with this since it had this circle already there. I just kind of didn't know where to go. What I ended up doing was using gelatos, and I used them both wet and dry. What I did is I used them wet for several layers. You'll see sort of a really light green, then an olive green, then a reddish orange, and then those were all as wet gelatos and a paintbrush. And then after each layer had dried, I came in with the dry gelatos and just sort of created a vignette. And then my fan brush and some thinned down white acrylic paint, I made the splatters. Now when I was doing the splatters, I did get a little bit on here, so you might be able to tell it's not as pretty as it once was. I tried to fix it, but you know, it kind of faded there a little bit, but you know, I think overall it's okay, and I really enjoyed creating this page. But Summer Nights, I love this book so much. Next up we have a Creative Haven book. It's Otterly Adorable Coloring Book by Teresa Goodrich, and it is indeed adorable. Not necessarily my page, but the whole book. But I did this one for my third tag, which was BoBeanie, Otters, and Owls, and you guys did some great pages, you know, of both otters and owls. I, however, only completed this one otter page. Overall, I was really pleased with this little guy. I did a base of alcohol markers on the whole thing, and then I'm looking at my notes real quick. I used Sioux Color pencil to do shading. I used Sparkle Pop here and there, and some glitter gel pens, and I had so much fun with this. And I just wanted kind of a different sky, and hence the sort of purple and yellow, you know, sky and clouds. But yeah, he was so fun to color. I really enjoyed coloring his fur, and I think, you know, I did a pretty decent job of bringing him alive. Sometimes, you know, fur is, I enjoy it, but sometimes it becomes a bit much and you're not sure where to start, but he was just such a cutie. I couldn't help but to color him. So that was fun. Lastly, we have The Best Day Ever. This is a cute and cozy coloring book by Jane Madej, and I love her coloring books. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have not been into the cute and cozy books. I just didn't get the appeal until now. I'm telling you, I thought I was going to be the last holdout, but alas, I have joined the dark side. And here we are. I completed this page. It is a video on my channel. It's a speed video, but I did color the whole thing. It's all completed with alcohol markers and a little bit of white gel pen for, you know, like the bathrobe and the slippers and the little dots here and there. Oh, and also I drew in a night sky, so I drew in the moon and stars. I just thought that would be a nice setting for this little bedtime story. But guys, this was so much fun. I might be needing to do more of these pages. I hate to say that out loud. Did I just say that? Is this really me? I don't know, but I loved it so much. And it's just fun to add all the little details, all the little elements. You know, like the wood flooring. If I remember, I will share the channel where I saw her complete. I don't know that it was a tutorial, but she showed herself coloring a wood flooring like this, and I thought that would be a nice addition to this page. So I'll try to remember to link that below. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this so much. What a sweet little page, and it made me happy to color. No wonder people love coloring these. Good gracious, adorable. So yeah, there will be more of these, just fair warning. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed my pages. If you did, I hope you'll like and subscribe. That always helps out. And I will see you on my next video. Bye now.